Good morning, everyone. Let's get started. I hope you are able to see my screen, guys. Can someone confirm? Are you guys able to see my screen?
Yes, Karthik.
Yeah, thank you. So let's quickly recap what we have learned in the previous class. So in the yesterday class, we started looking at how to sort an array list. So array list follows the insertion order. But if I want to sort the array list by ascending order or descending order, then how do we do? How do we sort?
By using collections.sort method.
Okay, so if I am using, so what is the thing that we need to take care whenever I am using a collection.sort method?
Class should implement comparable interface.
Yeah. So whenever we are using a array list, if we are using a generics, that means when I say generics, this one, and if it is a wrapper class, so if it is a integer, double, or string, any of the predefined wrapper class, all the wrapper classes are implementing comparable interface. And if you are using the sort method, automatically it will call the sort method. So if you want to do something else, then I have to use the comparator. By default, these are following a natural sorting order. But if in the array list, if my generics is something called employee, then how can I do?
By class, we need to implement the comparator interface.
Yeah. So whichever the generics that you are writing the user-defined class, in that user-defined class, you have to implement the comparable interface or comparator. So generally by default, so the collection.sort method, whatever the list collection.sort method will accept a list. In the list, whatever the generics you are passing, that generic should implement comparable interface or comparator interface. If not, can I say that line number 89 will throw the compilation error? Yes. Now, so whenever I'm implementing, now yesterday we have implemented a comparable interface, and I can see I have overridden the compare to method, and this is a private. Like I can say that I'm calling another method. So in this one, I'm following the natural sorting order. So the sorting order that we are written here is sorting the employee objects by employee ID. Correct? Can I say this collection.sort will write a program to sort the employees by employee ID? Am I right? Now, so this is one requirement. Karthik has written the code. Now same project Akash is working, and Akash got a requirement that write a program to sort the employee list by employee name. So what Akash will do? Is he going to change this implementation? Instead of employee ID, is he going to do from employee name?
We can.
But if he does, then my file will not work, right?
Yes.
Whatever I have written, that will not work, correct? So whenever you're doing a code in your project, so what do? You have to make sure that existing functionality should work, and on top of that, you have to write your code, correct?
Yes,
Am I
sir.
right or yeah?
Yes, yes.
But here, if you modify the comparable interface, the existing code which is written by the Karthik will work?
No.
No. That means I should not touch that one, correct? So that means, so what is why the all the wrapper class are implementing comparable? So generally you will implement a comparable interface and you will write standard logic. So in the employee class, what is the standard thing? Like how can I say that employees are unique?
And the ID.
So employee ID, correct? Generally, what is the requirement you get? If you want to display some employees, you display the employees by employee ID ascending order, correct? So general implementation or natural implementation of a comparable interface is a natural sorting order, which is nothing but an ascending order. Now, apart from that, if I get any other order means now I want to display the employee list by employee name. then I have to go for a comparator. Now, if you look at here, now what Akash will do, he should not touch anything in the employee class. Okay. Now he can do something like this. Collection dot sort. Now, by default, if I use the sort method, what is happening? See, if the collection dot sort, if you are calling the collection dot sort and passing a list, what the internal implementation of a sort method is, it will go to your generics. And does the generics is implementing comparable? Yes. Then it will by default, it will execute this compare to method logic. That means if you are using a collection dot sort method, always it will follow. If it is implementing a comparable, it will go to the comparable interface and compare to method logic, it will execute. But what Akash want, he don't want to sort the employee list by employee ID. He want to sort employee name. Can I say he don't want to use this and he want to use something different? Then can I say there is another method? Look at here. There is one more sort method which is taking a list object, and then there is another parameter is also present, correct? So can I say the another parameter is nothing but a comparator?
Yes.
Now can I create a comparator? See, comparator is what?
An interface.
It's an interface. Now what this method is accepting? Interface reference, correct?
Yes.
Now can I create a object for an interface?
No, you can't create object for interface.
Then what? How can I create an object?
For implemented class, we have to.
Yeah. So that means first of all, what Akash will do, he will create a class. Okay. EMP name sorting. Okay. Now, and this class will implement comparator, correct?
Yes.
Now, whenever he is implementing comparator, what method he has to override? Compare method. Now here, what he has to write the logic? What he is comparing? By name, correct?
Name.
This compare method is taking two employee objects. Can I say O1 dot get employee name dot compare to O2 dot get employee name? Or else let us see how the string method is there. Can I say it's a string comparison? Okay. What I will do is, okay, now one bracket is missing. So here, see this comparative method, what it is doing, it compares the two string lexicronographically. The comparison is based on the Unicode of each character. So what does the comparative method is returning? Int method, correct? Yes or no? Now can I use like this now? Now, can I say that Akash has created a new class which is implementing a comparator? Now, in this collection.sort method, what should I do? First method is taking employee list. Okay. Employee list. And what is the second argument? He has to pass the comparator object. Now, can I say new like this? Yes or no?
Yes, we can.
If I do like this, can I say I'm not, see, if you are seeing that line number 90, you are passing a list object and you are passing a comparator object also. Now, see, let's see, from line number 89, it will go to the comparable, employee class comparable method. From line number 90, it will not go to the comparable. It will go to the comparator because you are passing this one. You are telling, hey, collection.sort method, you don't go by the predefined implementation of comparable interface. Since I am passing the comparator, you go by that, correct? Now let's keep a breakpoint here and see what happens. Debug as Java application. See, whenever I say collection.sort, okay, see, when from the line number 90, did it go to the employee comparable method? I did not keep a breakpoint here. Let's keep a breakpoint and then debug it again. Debug as Java application. Look at here, from collection.sort method is there. Now from this, which see from line number 89, did I pass any comparator here, guys?
No.
No. Then what happens by default? The collection.sort method checks what is this one? It's an array list. Now what is the generics in the array list? Employee. Then it will go to the employee class, correct? It will go and it will check whether the employee class is implementing a comparable. Yes. By default, it will go to this compare to method or compare, right? Done. See, it is working. So now let's come to the next line. Let's remove the breakpoint. So it will execute for all the records. Now, so now can I say line number 90? I am calling the collection.sort method, but what is the difference between 89 and 90?
Comparator.
Yeah, I'm passing extra comparator. Then by what is the meaning of passing extra comparator? What I mean by that is I'm telling the collection.sort method, hey, don't use the predefined behavior of employee ID. I want to sort by employee name, for which I have created a separate class, correct? You call this one and you execute this logic, correct? Now, when from here, if you look at, let me put a breakpoint in the employee constructor here also. Let's see whether this method, this comparable interface is getting called or comparator is getting called. Now let's debug F8. See which one is getting called? The new one, correct?
Yes.
Now let us go back. Let's click F8. See, for every record it gets called, correct? See, now if I do, so here, if you look at here, it is coming, correct? So now let us print. Okay, let me stop it. Let's go to the employee list and employee object, and in the toString method, we will also write name. See, currently toString method is returning employee ID only, correct? Now let's write the name also. EMP name is plus EMP name. Okay. Now in the output, if I see whether it is sorted by the employee name or not, so that I will get it, correct?
Yes.
Now let us see. Now, if you look at, guys, you tell me if I want to sort the employee name, sort by employee name, which one should come first? So
Yeah.
how does the compare method of a string will work? It will check first all are starting, correct? Now, what is the according to the ASCII value? See, capital A, capital G, capital S, capital H, capital K. Which one comes first? Capital A, correct? ASCII value of capital A is 65. So 65 will come first. Look at here. Now, for example, if I have Ajay. So now what do you say? Akash is starting with capital A. Ajay is also starting with capital A. Both are same? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now then it will check the second element. K and J. Which ones come first? J. So if you look at, then J will come first. Now let's run the program again. Ajay will come first. Look at here. Correct? So now can I say that my list is from, did I sort the employees by employee name? Ajay, Akash, Harish, Karthik, and Sachin, correct? That means how does the sort method of a like string will work? Based on the ASCII value, correct? Now this is how you can sort by specifically. Now, here what I have done, I have created a separate class and implemented a comparator. This is one way of writing. Now you can also, can I say anonymous in a class? Collection.sort. Okay. Now I will create, see, instead of creating a separate class and implementing, can I directly say that new comparator? So this is nothing but anonymous inner class. This is called as an anonymous inner class. Let me write this logic. Yeah. Now here, if you look at here, what is the difference between here and the above line? Line number 91 and line number 93? Both are same. But in line number 91, what am I doing? Since comparator is an interface, generally, how do? You have to pass the comparator object. You cannot create an object of an interface. What are you doing? You're creating a class, implementing a comparator, and overriding an abstract method. Correct? This is how generally we do. But there is a one way of doing. Another way is new comparator means this is an anonymous inner class. So this is called as an anonymous inner class. So the same you can comment and then you can write to this. Then also it will give you the same output. This is a different way of writing a program. So you look at here, Ajay Akash. So that means you don't need to create a separate class. You can directly call this one by creating an anonymous inner class. Hope you understand, guys.
Yes.
So if you guys wanted to know what is an anonymous inner class, like just do Google or just it's a simple core Java concept, guys. You don't see generally. If I want to create an object, what happens? If I want to create an employee object, employee equal to new employee, correct? Now here, see you're creating an employee object and assigning it to a E reference. Now anonymous inner class, anonymous object is nothing but like this. Okay. Now this is nothing but an anonymous object. That means you are not assigning it to anyone. Now similarly, we know there are some inner classes in Java, correct? So anonymous inner class means here. So for this interface, generally interface, what does the interface you have to do?
You need to implement in the class.
So you have to implement the interface and override the abstract method present in an interface, correct?
Yes.
Now, so comparator is an interface. Now you have to override the compare method present in an interface. Now, can I say that here by looking at these 3 lines of code, am I overriding the compare method?
Yes.
Now, instead of writing a separate class, what I'm doing directly, I'm creating a new comparator and then creating an anonymous inner class. So this is another way of writing a code. If you are writing a code like this, that is also correct. Line number 91 is also correct. Line number 96 to 100 is also correct. Okay, both are same. Output would be same. It's a different way of writing a program. So any questions?
No, correct.
Sir, how can we remember this comparator and comparable?
Remember in the sense?
Like comparator is doing it, like comparable is already by default there, right?
Yes.
And this comparator, if you have to explicitly add our
Logic, yes.
Logic, like
yes. So what is the question? Like how to remember in the sense? How to write the code or?
No, like both are similar, right? Almost like compared
yes, both are similar. But if you, for example, don't look at from the user defined perspective. Let us take first wrapper classes. What are the wrapper classes are implementing?
Yeah, integer.
Wrapper classes are implementing comparable interface, right? And what is the logic inside the comparable method? Natural sorting order, which is nothing but ascending order, correct?
Okay.
Now, if you want to follow some other order, descending order, then what do? You have to use a comparator, correct?
Okay.
So that is one way. And now coming to the user defined class. So you are creating a list object or set object, anything, and you wanted to sort it. Now, so the wrapper classes are by default following some natural sorting order. Similarly, whenever you have, for example, you have, let us take some, I have a data of policies, like there are multiple LLC policies are there. So what does the policy will have? Policy number will be there and policy name will be there and transactions, correct? For each policy, we pay the amount, correct? Now, there will be different requirements. For example, if I am a customer, so I can have multiple LIC policies. Am I right, Rashid?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Now, for example, now whenever I'm coming, so if I want my policies to be displayed, then today I have taken one policy. After 1 year, I have taken another policy. After 2 months, after 2 years, I have taken another policy. Generally, in database, you will have a unique ID, correct?
Correct, correct.
Policy ID that will be generated through the sequence, correct? Now,
Yes.
now if I want to show the policy information of a customer, then how do I need to sort? Generally, I will show the first one you have taken 2 years back, then 1 year back, then current one, correct? Now, by default, you can say by default, whenever the customer comes to the UI, I have to display the policy for that customer. How many policies are there on the UI in a ascending order of policies, correct?
Yes.
Now, in that scenario, what is your generics? Policy object, correct?
Correct.
And in the policy object, what all the elements will be there? Policy ID, correct? So I will create a class. I'm not writing complete code. I'm just explaining. Policy ID, policy name, and transaction time or date. Let us take date. Okay. Now this is done. Now so by default in this policy class, what you write? Implements comparable, correct? And this comparable will logic have based on the policy ID. Am I right?
Yes.
Now this is general implementation, but there is one. So I have two policies. I'm just muting, guys, whoever is not speaking. Yeah. So there are two policies. Now, for one policy, I am paying the premium from last 10 years. I want to see the transactions of that policy recently, like whichever I have done, like in the descending order. When I say descending order means, so this year I have paid for whatever the premium that should come first, then last year, then last year, then last year. If I want to look at that, can I say this is a different implementation and it will not be needed in all the scenarios?
Yeah.
Correct. Now, in this scenario, do you go and change the comparable? No, you have to do? You have to write a new comparator, correct? Because this scenario is only for that UI, correct?
Okay. Yeah.
Hope you understand now.
Yeah, got it. So this is a comparable is a default natural order, like natural.
See, if it is a generic, it is in your hands. If I am implementing comparable, is anyone going to stop me to write from the descending order? No. But generally we follow the ascending order. I mean, like natural sorting order in the comparable. But if it is a user defined class, you can do whatever you want. But once you are implementing a comparable, that is like you cannot touch that for every time, right? See, here you have a policy ID, policy name, transaction date. In future, some other fields will come. See, you want to sort, you want to ascending order by policy name. You want to ascending order by transaction date. Every time, do you go and change the comparable? No. You will create different comparators. Now, let me do something in the employee class itself. Currently, I have employee ID, employee name. Can I create salary?
Yes.
Double salary. There might be a requirement, write a program to sort the employees by salary descending, correct? Then what should I do? Can I say, do I need to change my employee name comparator? No, I will write one more comparator and then wherever the requirement is there, I will use it, correct?
Okay. Okay.
So that's the beauty.
So based on the customization.
Yes. Yeah, the comparator used for customization and the comparable will have the standard logic. And whenever this say standard logic, which you will be using the most, that you can keep it in the comparable, and any other use case or any other scenario that comes, that you can write in the comparator.
Okay.
Karthik?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead, Pranit. Yeah, go ahead, Pranit.
Karthik, in the same scenario, you told like if we need to sort based on salary, whether we need to in the line number 95, whether we need to do like collections dot sort employee list comma new the new one salary sort.
Yeah. So here, yeah, you can create a new class, correct?
Okay.
You create a new class, and then in the see, let's do that also quickly.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I understand. So I need to create another new class, right?
Another new class, or you can do anonymous in a class. If you think that every time I'm
Okay.
creating a class which is a waste of time and all, then what do? Let me quickly do it. So let me create a constructor also. Source generate constructors using the field generate. Done. Now I will let me wherever the employee objects are I'm creating, let me add the salary. Okay. 10,000, 43,000. Okay, done. The salary objects I added. Now what I want to do, sort by salaries, correct? Now write a program to sort the employees. Let's write the question. Write a program to sort the employee list by salary descending. See, these questions will be asked. They will ask you to write without Java 8, with Java 8. How to do in Java 8, that's a different thing. Okay. That comes in a Java 8 class. Collections.sort. Now emp list, comma, new. I'm not creating a separate class and all. I'm doing a new comparator. Okay. Now I will override the compare method. Now here, what is the generic case? Employee. Let's keep employee. Okay. Now, whenever I'm keeping employee, can I say employee? This also will be replaced with employee. Yes. Now, what is the logic I have to write? Let's go to the double class. Correct. In the double class, there is a comparable, right?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry. So just copy it from there. It would be easy. That's the only thing. Why am I going here? Yeah, compare. Yeah. Let's, or else let's go to the employee. Copy this and I'll put it this here. Now instead of, let me put it as a X and Y. What should I do instead of employee ID? Can I say get salary? Correct. Let's put it here. Put it here. This is by default sorting, natural like ascending order. Now, if I want to make it as a descending, just make it -1 to +1, +1 to -1. Now, after that,
let's can just change the less than to greater than, right?
Yeah, anything. That is what different way of doing it. That's it. So sys out employee list. Now, if you want to see the salary, can I say in a toString method, I have to add the salary also? It will show you the objects properly, but you will not be able to judge it, correct? Salary is plus done. Now let's run the program. Let's put salary descending. Run as Java application. Salary is descending. Look at here. What is the first salary highest? This one, correct? Next is 87,000, correct? Next 76,000. Next 43,000. Next 10,000, correct? Is it descending order now? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now, so that means see here, currently in my employee class, I have employee name, employee ID, employee salary. Now in future, they will add mobile number. or some Aadhaar card number or something else. Okay. Now, if I want another different way of implementation, do I need to change the comparable? No. You write your own comparator, correct? Either you can write separate class, implement the comparator, and then write the logic, or you can write anonymous in a class like this. So the comparator will provide you the customization logic, and comparable will have the standard logic. It can be ascending or it can be, say, if it is a wrapper class, by default, it is following the natural sorting order. If it is a user-defined class, it depends on you, how you write the code. But you take out of, for example, the class can have 10 properties. You can take one property and you can write ascending or descending. So by default, if you don't pass any comparator, that will be executed. But if you want specific order, you have to use a comparator. Hope you understand.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Praneeth?
Yeah, understood. Clarified. Karthik, one last doubt. So suppose in the descending order, if there are two salaries with 10,000, then I need to sort based on the employee name. Is that possible?
Yeah, you can. You have to write, see here. Can I say this is the compare method? Now, when the two salaries are equal, what do you get? Can I say it will go here?
Okay.
Correct. Whenever, see,
Yes.
if say, for example, whenever the two salaries are equal, X dot get salary equal to Y dot get salary. What you will return? This is a ternary operator, correct?
Yes, ternary operator.
In the ternary operator, if the condition is true, it will return 0. If the condition is false, it will execute whatever is there after the semicolon, correct?
Okay.
Now, can I say, instead of writing a ternary operator here, I will write normal condition, if else condition. And then whenever this is equal, I will do the sorting of name, right? Whatever the employee name I have written, I will write this condition, correct?
Okay.
So let me quickly tell you. Now, the way I have to write here is, if I will check if X salary greater than Y salary, what I will do, I will just return. See, whenever there is a sal equal, then only you need to print the sort by the name. Am I right?
Yes.
Return 1. Okay. Now, for example, what is the next condition? Else if
Stores.
if it is equal, what do you want to do?
Then I need to check.
You don't want to return directly. You want to return based on this, correct? Copy this and put it. Correct? Now, instead of X, let's do. Now here, what am I doing? If it is a plain logic, what I'm doing? I'm returning 0. But here, what am I doing? I'm returning based on the employee name, correct? Now, else, can I say return -1?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's comment this. Okay. Now you want, let's write same salary. Now, Ashok. Okay. Or else let's see any name. Let's make it as a small a and capital Aravind. Okay. Now these two salaries are same. Which one should come first? Aravind, correct? Because capital A ASCII value is 65 and this one is 92 something, correct? Where is the compilation error? Let's see. Let's do E6. Okay. Let me add E6 here. E6. Okay. Now let's run the program. Salary descending. First, Sachin. Second, Ajay. Third, look at here, Aravind, correct? Aravind salary is same. Akash salary is same. But who is coming first? Aravind. Because we have written, whenever the salary is same, we are doing, can I say that we are doing by sorting by the name?
Yes.
Now, instead of Aravind, Akash, let's do some, let's start with capital Z. Something, Z, name is Z. See, Sachin, Ajay, after that Aravind, and the name is Z, correct? We have done, right? So that means
yes,
here in the comparable method, you have to write all those logics, correct? See, if it generally we use a ternary operator, if it is a single line statement. But if you want to do something else, instead of that, you can write if else. Like we are more easily understands if else, correct? Than the ternary.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's a different way of writing a program. That's it. See, what you can do, you can copy paste this instead of and put it in a zero position. That also will work.
Yeah.
So, but if I do like that, it may not be understandable easily, correct? If I put instead of this, if I put like this, that also will work. Just you need to make sure that you're doing properly. That's it. Okay, syntax. But if you're not comfortable, write this one. Later, you can simplify the code. Hope you understand. That's a good question. Yeah. So that means once you solve one problem, automatically you will get a idea to solve another problem, right? So that is the reason I'm talking about basics. Okay. Now, any questions, guys? Any more? Sachin, Satish, Raj, Sunil, Niti, Shiva, Ganesh. Any questions? Harish?
No, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. So now now we have to do the similar thing on a hash map and hash set. Okay. Now I'm giving a hash map. I will explain after the linked list. How to sort the hash map by keys, how to sort the hash map by value. So that question will be taken after the linked list, because internally you have to convert the list into a set into a linked list. So that I will explain later. But one more question, since I have explained the array list, how to sort by name, like array list, ascending, descending with a generic array list with a user defined object. Now the work for you guys is write a program to sort, take some hash set. Okay. Write a program to sort the hash set by employee, like the same thing, replace, see here, replace the list with a set and replace the array list with a hash set and then do the sorting. Now same thing, like employee also, instead of list, accept the employee objects in the set and then try to do sort the employee objects by name, by ID, etc. in a set. That is a work for you guys. Will you guys be able to do?
Yes, Karthik.
It is not that straightforward, because the collection sort method does not allow set, correct? It will allow only, see, the collection dot sort method, what it will take? It is
Yes.
taking a list object only. But what is the input you have? Set object. Can you directly pass set object to a list?
No.
You will get a compilation error, right? So that means you need to think a little bit and convert the set into a list, correct? There is some way. Just look at that. Okay. Just practice. I'm going to explain anyway, but see how you improve your skills by practicing like this, right? Yes or no?
Yes, Karthik.
Yeah. So please do that. Okay. And put your answer in the chat. Guys, I'm not asking you more than 20 minutes, guys. Just put a clock. Only do it for 20 minutes. If you get it, that's fine. If you don't get it, leave it. But if you see, as per psychology, if you anything you want to learn, it doesn't matter Java or coding or anything. Okay. If you whatever you want to learn, practice that for 21 days continuously. Put your effort at least 1 hour, 2 hours, and do it for 21 days continuously. From the 22nd day onwards, you will do automatically. Even if you want to get up at morning 5 o'clock, it is very difficult nowadays, right? It's so cool. But if you want to get up at 5 o'clock and if you want to habituate and go on get up at 5 o'clock and then go for running, etc., you do it for that getting up, you keep an alarm and then get up at 5 o'clock for 21 days continuously. From 22nd day, you don't need to do anything. So it becomes habituate. So that's what it is not by me. It's generally you can read it in the Google also. It's as per psychology. If you want to do anything, do it continuously for 21 days. Okay. So just try it. Put your clock. I know that it's busy, but can't we get 15 to 20 minutes of time? Yes, we can, right? You might be traveling in a bus to office or coming from a bus to in office. So in the bus, you can try, right? It doesn't matter about what other things. Leave about it. You want to try, you what you call create the time and then do it. Okay. So like you already matured professionals, you already know everything. So I'm not talking on much. So now let's look at the different one, linked list. I'm telling you some theory about a linked list, and then in the tomorrow class, we'll start writing the code for a linked list. Okay. Now what is a linked list? Or first of all, why do we go for linked list? Our array list is there. Why do we go for the linked list? Now let us see the problems in the array list. Now in the array list, now 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. Now if I want to delete this element, okay. Now what happens, guys? Whenever in the array list, whenever I want to delete the fifth index, what is the internal logic? Which I already told, guys.
We move and we need to give the index.
Left shift.
Yeah, can I say how many shift operations will happen now?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, what is the formula? I told one formula, right? That is the problem, guys, without practicing. It is there in the code also, right? If you look at custom array list, in the remove method, say number of shift operations equal to what? A dot length minus index to be deleted minus 1, correct? So what is the length here? 0 to 12 means length is 13. Minus which index I want to delete? Fifth. Minus 1. 13 minus 6. How much? 7, correct? Now let's look at here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
So that's what I'm referring, guys. If you practice, you should have answered this, right? So just I understand that you are joining the class every day on time, which is good. You wanted to learn, but just spend some time to learn, practice. If you practice, automatically you'll remember. Say one time practice and then tell this concept to your friend, so that if you explain others, you don't need to study. Okay. So now here, for example, if my array size is 13 and then this one. Now, if I want to delete this element, how many shift operations I need to do? Can I say 13 minus 1, which is nothing but 13 minus 2, which is nothing but 11, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, if I do 11, so now, if my array size is 1000 and I want to delete first index, how many operations I need to do? 998, correct? So that means just for deleting one element, can I say I'm doing the shift operation for 998 elements? Is it good? Or does it take time?
It takes time.
Okay.
Takes time, sir.
So can I say it is one of the drawback?
Yes.
Yeah.
But whenever you are inserting, for example, already my array list size is 10,000. Now, if I want to insert one more element, do I need to iterate or directly I will go to the 1001 element and position and insert? What happens whenever you are adding an element into an array list? What is the internal implementation of array list add method?
We can directly go and
That means after adding every element, your index will be incremented. Directly, whenever you are inserting an element at 1001 position, you don't need to check 0, 1, 2, 3 like that.
No.
Directly, your index position is 1001.
Yes.
So directly go and insert. Can I say insert will be easy?
Yes, insertion will be.
But deletion will be
Yes.
time taking, correct? Now, can I say this is one drawback? Yes. To overcome this, we'll go for a linked list. Now, how this linked list will be formed is, in the linked list is also implementing a list interface, but it does not have an array concept. That means in an array list, what are you doing? Though it is array list, what is the internal data structure of array list?
Object array.
Object array. That means you are storing the data in an array where you are collecting the information at once and then storing it. But when it comes to a linked list, you do not have a array. Linked list is containing something called like this. Data. So linked list will contain something like this. Data, address of next node. Data, address of next node. Again, data, address of next node. Okay, like this. The first node will contain the address of next node. So this is how the linked list will be created. Don't worry what is the address of next node and then everything I'm going to explain. Now here, for example, now I have 5 nodes. Okay. Now if I want to delete this, if I want to delete this node, what should I do? See, in array list, what I have to do? I have to do the shift operations, many shift operations, correct? Now, similarly, in the linked list, I have 1000 nodes. Okay. Now, so the problem in the array list is whenever you want to delete this one index, you have to do this many shift operations. Now, if in a linked list, if I have 1000 nodes like this, each node will contain the address of next node. Okay. Now 1000 nodes are there. Okay. Now, if I am deleting first node, this one. Now, if I am doing the less shift operations, can I say it is improved? Yes. What do we do is, see, in the linked list, the first position will contain the data. Data is nothing but what you can store. See, in array list, what are you storing? Can you say what is the generics in array list? It can be anything, correct? See here in this line number 47 or line number 48. What are you storing, guys, in array list? What objects? Integer. Okay. Now, in line number 82, what array list is storing?
Object.
Employee, correct? That means it can be any object, right? So when I say data is not, so in the array, in the linked list, the first position will hold the data. Data is nothing but it can be an employee object, it can be a department, it can be integer, anything, any object that you can store. Now, what is the next position? Next position will contain. So in the array list, you know already all the data is getting stored in one location. It is an array, but the memory is getting allocated in a continuous manner, correct? Now, but in the linked list, so this is one object, this is one object, this is one object. But you want to create a link between one object and other object. How do you do? This address, you are storing it here. So that by taking this address, you can go here. So that is how we are creating. Now, the first node will, this is the first node. This will contain the address of second node. Second will contain the address of third. Third will contain the address of fourth. Now, in case of delete, I want to delete this address. So in linked list, what I will do? I will delete this node. Now, generally, in the node 1, the node 1 is containing the address of second node. But after deletion, which will become a second? Can I say this third will become a second, correct? Generally. Now, what I will do here, I will delete this node. I will just take this address of this node and then put it here like this. I will create a link like this. I will remove this link. I will remove this link. So do I need to do anything, guys? Do I need to do anything else? How to do and all we are going to see. But if I do like this, first node generally pointing it to the second node. Second is pointing to third. But I want to delete this second node. Then what I am doing, simply I am removing this link. I am removing this link. And I am putting the first link to the third link, third node. Now, can I say I have disassociated this node?
Yes.
Now, did I do any shift operations?
No, just
Which one will be easy? Like from the performance perspective, for a delete operation, is the linked list easy or array list is easy?
Linked list.
Linked
Yeah.
list is
So that is how we go for a link. That's the reason why linked list has been introduced. So linked list does not follow the array concept. Linked list will have something called the internal data structure of a linked list is node. Now, why are we using node? In the hash map, what is the internal data structure, guys?
Node array.
Node array. What is a node?
Node is inner class inside the.
Yeah. Why are we using an inner class?
For security reason, no one has to access.
It's a inner, why it is an inner class? It's a security reason. But why I'm going for a node? Why can't I store the object directly? Key and value.
No take a to key and verification.
So see, in put method, you are passing 2. How can you store the two objects in an array, correct? You need some logic, correct? Yes or no? You need to group that objects together and then store, right? So that's the reason we are creating a node object. Similarly, here, I have a data, and apart from data, I want to store the address of next node also, correct? How can I do that? That's the reason we go for a class called node. The internal data structure of a linked list is one class called node. Now, whenever I'm creating my own linked list, do I need to keep the class name as a node only, or can I change it? Can I change it or can I keep it?
You can change also.
We can change because class name can be anything,
Anything.
correct? Yeah. So now let us see the Java code of linked list. So do we have a class called linked list in Java? Predefined
Yes.
class. Yes.
Yes.
Now, in order to see the predefined classes, Control Shift T, linked list, correct? Now, so look at here. Now, do you see something called, see, can you see this is a first is a reference variable, like it's a variable name. And what is it? See here, if you look at this variable, what does it mean, guys? Size is a variable name, correct? And what is the data type of a size?
Int type.
Int. And what is the value it is holding?
0.
Okay, similarly, here what is the first?
Variable.
It's something called as a variable or reference variable, etc. Correct? Now, what it is type?
No.
Node. But now I want to know what is a node, correct?
Yes.
Whether is it a class or interface or enum, I do not know at this point of time. Let's click on this one. What is a node? Can I say it's an inner class, correct?
Yes.
What does it is containing? One variable is called item. What is the item? What is the type of item? It is E. What is the E? It's a generics. That means what is a generics? You can pass integer, double, string, employee, department, policy, any user defined object, correct?
Yes.
That means, can I say the first element is, what does the node class is containing? The node class is containing the one element, first element is like, let me take it as an object data, correct? Why am I calling it as an object? Why not something else?
Object is superclass for all the classes.
So that means if I am using it as an object, I can pass anything, correct?
Anything, yes.
Yeah. So because see, whenever you are creating a linked list, so that's I can create a linked list which can store integer. I can create a linked list which can store an employee also. My linked list should work for all kind of objects. That's the reason I'm taking the data as an object. Okay. Now what is the second parameter? They're taking it this one. Now let's see here. Now I have explained already. Now if I have an employee E equal to new employee. Okay. Now can I say E is an employee variable? Correct. Now whenever I do like this, can I say in the heap memory, heap area, memory gets allocated, correct? If I am passing the employee ID is 1, 2, 3 and employee name is Karthik. Can I say here 1, 2, 3 EMP ID and Karthik employee name. Okay. And it will be pointed to E variable. This is how the memory gets allocated after this line number. Am I right? Yes or no?
Correct.
Yeah, correct. Now let us write one more line. Employee E1 equal to E. Now what am I doing, guys? I am creating a new reference and I am pointing it to old reference. So that means, am I creating a new object?
No, we are not creating new object.
No.
I am pointing it to same E1.
Yeah.
Now, can I do, so here, why can I, instead of, see, if I want to, whenever I'm doing, can I keep department?
No, we can't.
Or can I keep policy?
No.
Why?
Typecast will be there. No, employee we are storing.
So that means if you have to use the same object, then only you can reassign the value, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, similarly, in the linked list, what will be there? Linked list internally uses a node class. So whenever you want to store, you will create a node object. See, first one is a node object, correct? This is node object. This is node object. This is node object. This is node object, correct? All are node objects. Okay. Now, you know, in the linked list, the first parameter is nothing but object, like e item. Item is nothing but object. Object is nothing but the data you want to store. It can be employee, department, integer, double, anything, done. So the first element is object. Object is nothing but that you are storing a data. Okay. Now, what is the second element? Address of next node. Now, in the linked list, each element is nothing but a node object, correct? Now, if I want to store this object address here, how can I store? Can I write a employee e equal to this node, this address, this object is n1, this is n2, this is n3. Can I employee e equal to n1? Can I do like this? Or department d equal to n1, should I do like this? Or should I say node n equal to n1 should I do? Which one is correct out of these three?
N1 equals to N.
This third one is correct, correct?
Yes.
Because see, I want to store this address over here. That means here what kind of an object I need to store? Same kind, correct? Node only. So that is the reason the second parameter. So you can see the first one item is nothing but a data, and the second one is node next. What is the, why am I see? This is the next node, correct? See, this object name is, all are node objects only. This is a next object. Okay. Now, if I want to store this object value here, then what this data type should be? What is this element data type should be? It should be node next only, correct? Now here also node next only. Hope you understand this one.
Yeah, it should also have the previous also, right?
That's a double linked list.
Okay.
If I go for a double link, we'll see the single linked list, then we'll come to the double linked list later. Okay. Only single linked list will contain next only.
Karthik, I have a question. I mean, will it take more memory compared to array list?
Same thing. Like when I say more memory, see, you are having one more pointer, right?
Yeah.
A little bit like compared to, see here, if I want to store integer, apart from integer value, I'm storing the address of next node also, correct? It will take.
Yeah.
But when it is coming to the array list, what happens? Array list is using an array. In the memory, array gets a memory at. Can you go on mute, please? Yeah, thanks. So array list gets the memory in one single location. Okay. Now, for example, the problem if the array list is, yes, a linked list will take more memory. It's a heap memory. If I create an array list and I'm storing the data, now it will store, can I say it will allocate the memory in a consecutive manner in one place for all this entire object array?
Yes.
Yes.
Govind? Yes, now.
Yeah.
Now, for example, now my memory is full, guys. Okay. All these are objects. Whatever I'm drawing, these are objects. Okay. Now, after whenever after 1 hour of my server is started, some objects are becoming unreferenceable. Unreferenceable means for example, I have written employee equal to new employee. Okay. Then it has created an object. Now, after some time, I'm doing e equal to null. When I say e equal to null, what does it mean? Can I say I'm removing the reference, correct? It is not used anywhere, right? So that becomes an unreferenced object. Whenever the object are unreferenced like this, yeah. Let us take this is unreferenced, this is unreferenced, this is unreferenced, this is unreferenced, this is unreferenced. Okay. Now, whenever the garbage collection runs, this unreferenced object will be cleared. So it will remove. 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 Now you have a memory, but do you have a memory in a continuous manner?
No.
If I want to create an array list, what do I need? Can I say I need a continuous manner?
Yes.
But if I want to create a linked list, do I need a continuous manner? No. See, whenever I create a node object, it will store here, correct? And next node will go here, and this will have a point. And next node will come here, and it will have a point. And next node will come here, it will have a point. And next node will come here, it will have a point. So the beauty is it may take more memory. But can I say, do you need a continuous memory? No, it can store anywhere. That one node is containing the address of next node. So it can store like wherever you have a space, you don't need to do continuous manner. Hope Govind, hope you understand.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you know the garbage collection well, this you understand. Okay.
Okay.
So that is also one type of advantage only.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the real time actually where it will be applicable, Karthik sir?
So whenever you are doing
and-
more frequent remove operations and your data set
Okay.
is very big, like you
Uh-huh.
see, if you have a data to 100 records or 200 records or 500 records, that's fine. But if you
Okay.
have a data set which will have thousands of records and more frequently you want to do the delete operation, correct? Then you have to go for a linked list.
Okay, got it.
Any questions,
Thank
guys?
you.
Yeah. So tomorrow we are going to write a program, guys. If no question, that's all for today. And the threads class is continuing. If you are interested, you can join.
Tomorrow, Saturday, we have class.
Tomorrow we have class.
No, we do not have a class tomorrow. Tomorrow and after tomorrow is holiday. Next class is on Monday.
Okay.
And next week, I'll conduct a class for the students who joined late. It's a session. Like before that session, the prerequisite is to please go through the videos. And whenever I explain, it makes sense to you guys. Okay?
Sure, sir. Yeah.
Yeah. If no question, that's all for today, guys. Thank you all. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day.